Summer is practically here. I can't believe it. And if you're anything like me, I'm going through my closet trying to figure out what is even actually summer ready. So I have 5 signs that you might need a refresh of some of those pieces in your summer wardrobe. And I've also got 5 things you might want to consider adding that will really help maximize the pieces that you already have. So let me know which one of these 5 resonates with you the most, and I'm going to let you know which one resonates with me the most. Okay, so let's get to it. Number 1, some things are just not fitting quite right. So maybe they're too tight in the waist, or maybe they're too tight across the shoulders. Maybe it feels a little too short or looks a little bit too short as compared to last year. So that's one sign that you might need to replace a few things. And I just want to note, I'm not talking about replacing a whole summer wardrobe. It might just be a few pieces. Number 2, you reach for the same 1 to 2 outfits every single time. So this is me to a T. This resonates with me a lot. I'm the world's worst about just grabbing whatever is easy that I know works. So I have committed to myself that I am going to wear the dresses and the things that I have, even if I'm going to the grocery store. So if anybody is on board with this challenge, let me know in the comments as well, because this is something I'm really committed to. And I just really want to wear these things and not grab for the same easy shorts and t-shirt. Okay, so that's number 2. So let me know if this is you, if you're up for this challenge, let me know down below. But one question or a couple of questions to ask yourself if this is you, if you're reaching for that same outfit or 2. What's the reason? Has your style changed? Does it not fit right? Is it just the style is irrelevant to you anymore? So those are the questions you might want to think about if you're reaching for the same outfit every time. For me, it's just easy and convenient. So it may be a different reason for you. So let me know down below. Okay, number 3 sign you might need a refresh is anything that looks visibly worn. So this is another thing I'm actually guilty of, because I might take a quick inventory of what I have and I'll be like, oh, I've got white t-shirts. Oh, I've got plenty of shorts. And truth be told, in my head, I'm remembering how they looked last summer or maybe at the end of the summer. And then when I actually pull them out and take a look at them, maybe that white t-shirt isn't so white anymore. Maybe the neckline is stretched out. Maybe they're looking a little dingy, or maybe those shorts just have seen better days. I get really comfortable in the things that I, think are my go-tos. And then when I pull them out a year later, they may not be looking so good. So take a look for those things like worn out necklines, dingy whites, things like that. So that's kind of an obvious one, but definitely a sign to refresh some of those items. Okay, number 4, your style has changed. So maybe you've got a new job, maybe you've moved to a new city, maybe, whatever it is, maybe you just like different styles. So that's another reason that you might need a refresh. So take a look and see, there's probably a few key pieces that you might want to replace. Again, I'm not talking about changing an entire wardrobe, just 1 or 2 key pieces that might feel a little more updated and a little more aligned with your style can make the biggest difference. So that was number 4. And we're also going to talk about a few of those things that might be those key pieces that you're missing in your closet in just a little bit. So, and then the last sign is that you're dreading summer because you feel like nothing looks good on you. So this is a big one too. I don't know anybody who looks forward to getting in bathing suits or shorts, but it's all about how we feel, right? And it doesn't matter what shape, size, color you are, there's something out there for everybody that should make them feel amazing. So we're gonna go through a couple of those things in just a minute. Now let's talk about 5 summer essentials that you may consider adding if you're feeling any of these sort of ways that we just talked about. So the first thing on my list is a good pair of tailored shorts. Now, a good pair of tailored shorts can go a long way in the summer. And the reason is they're incredibly versatile, but they also look very put together. So they can be worn with just a basic t-shirt and flip-flops, or they can be elevated just a little bit depending on the tops you wear and the accessories that you put with it. So number one is a good pair of tailored shorts. If you don't wear shorts, it's okay. We're going to go on to several other things here that might resonate a little bit more with you. But speaking of tailored shorts, I've got a video coming up next Sunday that's going to show lots of different ideas and options, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Okay, the second thing is a good versatile midi dress. And there's many, many different ones to choose from. One that I love and that I recommend and have already worn this year is the Quince, I think it's Flow Knit Breeze midi dress. The material is very breathable, it's moisture wicking. I believe it even has a UV factor in it, but what I love about this dress is incredibly soft. If you're petite, this is gonna fit you and not be too long. You can easily layer over it with a sweater or a linen button up or a linen jacket. And it comes in several different colors. I'll link these things below that I'm talking about, but that is one that I highly recommend, and it doesn't break the bank. Number three is a lightweight jacket. Now, I have talked ad nauseum about Quince's linen jacket. I have several different ones that I have collected over the past couple of years. As a matter of fact, my good friend borrowed my navy one, which is my absolute favorite. She has that now. She took it on a trip with her. But these go with me everywhere I go in the summertime because they're just a great lightweight piece to have, especially in restaurants and so forth where the air conditioning is just unbearable. So love that. But linen button-ups or a cotton poplin button-up. So Talbot's has great linen button-ups. Quince has a great cropped poplin button-up. So if you're short or petite like I am, that cropped poplin is fantastic for that third layer. Let's see, Amazon, I recently shared some Amazon. They look like linen, but they're 100% cotton button-ups. I have several of those and I love them. They get really soft after you wash them. And then also Uniqlo has linen as well. And I've got another video that will feature those coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. Number four is you might want to look at replacing any sandals that are worn out or just have seen better days. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. One thing I did is replaced a pair of my summer sandals with kind of an elevated flip-flop. And I talked about these in another video. I don't think I had them. They hadn't come in at the time of that video. But this one is from Reef, and this is just kind of an elevated flip-flop. It's got about a 1/2 inch platform on here, but the color is so great because this, I highly recommend that anybody and everybody have a pair of sandals or flip-flops in this color. Why? Because they go with everything. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, these go with everything, and they kind of just disappear into the outfit. So I love these, by the way. They're very soft and cushy, and these are a great alternative just to a regular flip-flop, and they look a little bit dressier. So I love these. One thing to note about these is they do not come in half sizes, so size down. I'm a 6.5 and I always size down to a 6 in these, but these are fantastic. Love these. I think this is called the Reef Vista Cameron, but again, I'm going to link everything I'm talking about below. If YouTube has the shopping link, those will be down below as well. So these are great. The last thing you might want to look at either replacing or adding to your wardrobe is an ankle pant. And by far my favorite ankle pant that I have found is the Talbot's Perfect Crop Ankle Pant, I believe. For me, I'm only 5 feet tall. I have a 25-inch inseam, and these hit me at the perfect length. Love them. They are comfortable, and they come in petite, regular, plus, and petite plus. So lots of size options there. So I definitely recommend checking those out. Speaking of summer, I have a few skincare items that I want to share, and I know everybody's skincare journey is very personal and completely different from one person to the next, but these 3 items are noteworthy, and I've been using them for weeks, some months, and I definitely want to mention them. Now, I don't have super sensitive skin, but I do have semi-sensitive skin on my face, and I tend to get dry right around the smile lines and right around the mouth and my nose. And since I've been using these products, they have made the biggest difference in my skin. And the first one actually came on a recommendation from Nikki LaRose. So she was sharing this. It's from Prequel, if you can see that. It's from Prequel. And she was showing how she puts this down underneath her eyes. Because if you have dry under eyes, and I tend to have dry under eyes, she recommended putting this underneath your eyes, that it just really preps the skin for your regular moisturizer. So I use this, but not only do I put it under my eyes, I put it all over my face and my neck before my regular moisturizer. It is so quenching. I cannot tell you. Sorry, my phone's gone off. Let me turn that off. It is so quenching. It feels like, I think she described it as a drink of water for your skin. This has replaced all of my serums. And I used to have 10 million serums that I would put on before my moisturizer. This has replaced all of them. This is the only thing I use prior to my regular moisturizer. And it is fantastic. And look at the size of this bottle. And it's really affordable. I don't think it's more than $35, maybe $40, but this, look how large this is. This will last, well, it'll last me forever. And you don't need that much, just a couple of drops. And it's called the Half and Half Peptides plus Ceramides Fluid Moisturizer. So it soothes, moisturizes, and boosts barrier function. Another thing I wanted to mention, and it's really just because I love it so much and I use it every single day, is the Josie Maran Argan Oil. It's 100% pure argan oil. Now, I use this on my face every single night, either prior to moisturizer or sometimes after, just to lock my moisturizer in. I wear it in the morning. If I'm doing a no makeup day, I will put my moisturizer on, or excuse me, I will put this on and then I'll put a little bit of oil on, especially if my skin is feeling a little parched, and then I'll put my sunscreen on if that's all I'm doing for the day. But it soaks in just literally almost immediately, and it just feels so nourishing on my skin. So if you like a face oil, this oil is great for hair, skin, nails, everything, but I use it on my face. If you like a good face oil, I highly recommend this. This has been around forever and I've never tried it. Just decided to on a whim, and I love it because I do love a face oil. The last item I want to share is new to me. This is another thing I've seen a lot of people recommend, and I just tried it this month, and this is called the Loving Tan 2-Hour Express. I don't tan out in the sun. I always do fake tan. This I put on, let's see, I put it on a couple days before I went to New York, and it was the very first time I used it, and a week later, my legs were still tan. Now, I follow this up with a moisturizer from Bondi Sands. I think it's their gradual tanning milk. So like in the evenings, like let's say I do this tonight, tan tonight, wash it off tomorrow, and then each night on, I will put on that Bondi Sands tanning milk just to kind of help maintain this. It lasts for a long time. And if you're someone like me who does not get out in the sun and only does a fake tan, this is fantastic. This is probably the best self tanner I've ever used. So I highly recommend that. I don't use this on my face. I don't use this on my face, only on my body. I don't have a good one for my face. So we have to rely on bronzer and things for that. So anyway, these are my recommendations. Loving Tan, Prequel, Half and Half. You guys, this is such a great product. I cannot recommend it enough. No matter what your skin type is, this is fantastic. And then the argan oil. So I'm going to link everything below as always. And yes, I've rambled on once again, but lots of good things to share with you guys. Let me know which of these 5 things we spoke about resonates with you in terms of reasons you might need a refresh in your closet. Okay, so I guess that's it. And you guys make sure to look out for that video on Sunday. I'm going to be going over lots of different shorts and different outfit ideas, all the way from casual up to elevated. So make sure to check that out, and thank you for being here, and I hope to see you guys on Sunday. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon.